Hi, my name is Valeria, and you're on my life channel. Let's keep adding to our list of travel ideas. Let's go. Is the weather bad outside? It's time to visit some museums. But what if you set a goal to see the best museum collections in the world? We're flying to Europe, to Paris. There, in a former royal palace covering 72,000 square meters, is one of the largest and most visited art museums in the world, the Louvre. Its collection features more than 35,000 works of art, including Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the Venus de Milo, and many other masterpieces. Raphael's Beautiful Gardener, the Coronation of Napoleon. In the painting, he places the crown on his own head. From Paris, it's just a short trip to London. The British Museum is one of the oldest and largest museums in the world, dedicated to the history and culture of humanity. Millions of artifacts are kept here, including the Rosetta Stone, a trilingual stele inscribed with a decree in honor of King Ptolemy V. Thanks to the inscription, which repeats the text twice in different Egyptian writing systems, Jean-François Champollion was able to decipher Egyptian hieroglyphs. Elements from two of the seven wonders of the ancient world, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus and the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. In the museum you can see ancient Egyptian mummies and the porphyry vase, a masterpiece of ceramic art created during the reign of Emperor Octavian Augustus. We head south to the Vatican Museums. The Vatican Museum complex houses an extensive collection of artworks gathered by the Roman popes. A must-see on the route is the Sistine Chapel with Michelangelo's frescoes, as well as the Raphael rooms. Here you can see the Belvedere Apollo, a marble Roman copy of the bronze original by the Athenian sculptor Leochares, and the Triumphant Perseus, a sculpture by Antonio Canova depicting Perseus holding the severed head of Medusa. The Transfiguration, a painting by Raphael Santi, created between 1516 and 1520. In the Vatican, the original is displayed in the Pinacoteca, and a life-size copy adorns the altar in St. Peter's Basilica. Just nearby in Florence is the Uffizi Museum with a rich collection of legendary paintings. Botticelli's Birth of Venus is a painting of enormous size, famous for its fine details, folds of fabric and floating flowers. Annunciation by Leonardo da Vinci. The painting gives an idea of da Vinci's early works. It clearly shows signs of the artist's signature style. Medusa by Caravaggio. The work on canvas, mounted on a shield, is a study of the form of one of mythology's most compelling characters. Madonna and the Goldfinch by Raphael. The painting is part of his series of Madonnas depicting the Virgin Mary with Jesus. Titian's Venus of Urbino, Judith beheading Holofernes by Gentileschi. In terms of exhibition space, this museum ranks second in the world after the Louvre. This is the Russian Hermitage in St. Petersburg. Among the most famous is Leonardo da Vinci's Madonna Lita, one of the artist's few paintings in Russia. It got its name from the Duke of Lita, who sold it to the Russian Imperial Collection in 1765. The Return of the Prodigal Son by Rembrandt, one of the artist's latest works. The plot is based on the biblical legend of the prodigal son. Portrait of a Lady in Blue by Gainsborough is an example of the Rococo style in representative court portraiture. The Dance by Henri Matisse. Scythian gold, the stag from the Kostroma burial mound, and the comb from Oloki are golden artifacts crafted by Scythian masters. The Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, Netherlands is revered by art lovers from all over the world. Within its walls, you can see famous paintings by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and other masters of the Golden Age. Rembrandt's The Night Watch, 1642, a masterpiece with dramatic play of light and shadow and a dynamic composition. Vermeer's The Milkmaid, a small painting depicting a domestic scene where a maid is pouring milk. Frans Hal's The Merry Drinker, a painting in the Impressionist style rendered in bright light tones. In New York, the Metropolitan Museum houses an extensive collection of exhibits. It encompasses various eras and cultures, from ancient Rome to modern art. Here are some famous exhibits from the Metropolitan Museum's collection. Claude Monet's Water Lilies, Washington Crossing the Delaware by Emanuel Leutze, a historical painting depicting the moment when the first president of the United States, George Washington, crossed the Delaware River. Woman with a Water Jug by Johannes Vermeer, View of Toledo by El Greco. Madonna and Child Enthroned with Saints by Raphael Sanzio, In the Boat by Edouard Manet. Self-Portrait with Straw Hat by Vincent van Gogh, The painting is considered one of the greatest treasures of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's collection. The Museum of Fine Arts in Boston is one of the largest museums in the United States with a diverse collection. Here you can see the most comprehensive collection of works by Jean-François Millet. Paintings by French Impressionists and Post-Impressionists such as Édouard Manet, Auguste Renoir, Edgar Degas, Vincent van Gogh, Paul Cézanne, and Paul Gauguin. The National Museum of Japan in Tokyo specializes in the art and cultural treasures of Japan and other Asian countries. The collection of the Tokyo National Museum numbers about 120,000 items. Among them are calligraphy, sculpture, metalwork, weapons, military armor, ceramics, lacquerware, and models of architectural monuments. The National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne is the oldest and largest art gallery in Australia. Among the exhibits is the Madonna with Child and the Young John the Baptist. This is a masterpiece of early 16th century Northern Italian painting. The Thinker by Auguste Rodin was first cast in bronze in 1784. In addition, the collection features works by masters such as Cézanne, Rembrandt, Manet, and Degas. You can find this episode and all the others in their 100 Ideas playlist. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out.